Oh, okay. So it's a rainy day here in Canada, Ottawa. Pretty sure this works now. So, isn't it funny we've lived a life where people have never actually spoken about anything, and you always have the same stupid idiots. You have mental illness, you have mental illness, you have mental illness, you have mental illness. Canada obviously has to be the worst country to be a mentally ill person in, because they abuse mentally ill people. Well, more or less, they'll slander you. They'll slander you with the label mental illness, so they can dehumanize you further. Yeah. I want to yell stupid shit, but we'll save it for later. Okay, so I'm just posted outside down in City Hall in Ottawa. The only place I can use the internet right now. Just trying to stay out of the rain and chill. I wrote some tracks this morning, and I'm pretty happy with my music. It's only 1 in the afternoon. So most people have woken up to the world being complete sham and shit show. Some are still fighting against the righteous. Hello, Shelly. I guess it is working. Cool. All right, so afternoon, David. So I guess whatever the big plan of these, whatever you want to call them, fallen angels, demons, whatever the fuck they are, they don't really have that kind of human consciousness, right? I wouldn't even say they have a consciousness, more like an intellect, an intelligence. But what good is intelligence if you don't have a heart or a soul? You don't have, yeah. And I think about Jeremiah and treachery of the heart. Yeah, it's more or less being responsible. These motherfuckers aren't responsible, are they? So we have a country called Canada where you have multiple people paid $100,000 or more salary to harass and stalk people who have illnesses, with disabilities of any kind, learning disabilities. The Salvation Army, the homeless shelters, go to the shelter. Oh, you always love it being woken up by the police when you're homeless and being told to just go to the shelter. So the shelters operate more or less as experimental grounds, assassination grounds, human experimentation, psychological destruction, the destruction of people's spirit, the abuse of their mental health. They're not facilitating healing as more as using the Faraday law of induction to induce this kind of social epidemic of, crime, drug abuse, and all sorts of abuses. They've been trying to put me down in a homeless shelter my entire fucking life. So I decided to build a house myself. All my little past lives come back and realize, oh yeah, we all designed realities, right? When Christ said you're gods. Okay, yeah, well, we created worlds, and look what happened to our worlds. Look what happened to this fucking shit. It's like, how hard is it to build a house? Get some wood, get some screws, put it together. You've got a shelter. No, they need you down without any financial support, any family support, any kind of fucking real safety. The homeless have been left out to die here. It's just basically a kind of a public agenda. It's an unspoken agenda, and that's where the Soylent fucking green motherfuckers pop into the equation. How do you prove the existence of God? Right? How do you prove what's unprovable? They murdered God and they ate him. How's that for a Last Supper? Well, there's no more food, so you can eat God. I'm sure most decided not to go to that dinner. So the deal with me is, yeah, I'm in Canada. You see the flag? Not really well. No, I'm posted outside City of Ottawa here. There's the park. Hey, look, there's National Defense right there. You know what National Defense does? They have the ability to interfere with your ability to make music in live time via some sort of electronics. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but they are using psychological warfare, putting their messages in the music. Now, of course, music can have demonic, for lack of a better term, demonic messages, or it could have angelic messages, like, I love you, I care about you. It's always nice to hear the angels singing, I love you. It's like that in the States now. We don't even hear about the homeless anymore. It's like they've disappeared. Well, they have. They disappeared into the food. And it's not just the food, okay? They put people into the fucking brick and mortar. I think that's why with the golden candlesticks and the light of God reaching, and the kings and the generals on their underground bases, the virus to these fucking things is photonic energies, light. Jesus is the light of the world? Okay. Then in their fucking insane brain, the light is a virus. Remember when you used to sit in the sun and say, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm just going to go enjoy the nice virus day. It's a viral day. I'm going to get some of those viruses. Their jig is up. I guess it's like realizing who I am as well. It's like I've written a lot. They can take your story and then they just make a religion out of it. And then, like, if you show up and be like, hey, I'm Jesus, they're like, you're crazy. Who the fuck's the heavy water dude? Before I was Jesus, I was fucking just heavy. Without a fucking gut, I'm stuck in a rut. So I fucking come back 3 days later and I'm like, what has it been? You haven't nailed me to a cross. Let's fucking go back and begin. Maybe teach a class new lessons that you never heard. Oh yeah, poetry's fun, you know that? Yo, Jimmy, have you looked into the Diggle? I haven't. I can't do the Diggle Breakfast Club. I have limited time in the day to do things, limited resources. The shutting down of consciousness on this planet was basically what they keep failing to do. All the energy sources that they're trying to tap into, the souls, are waking up and exiting the matrix. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Fake world where you fake everything. Boring. Scripted, scheduled bullshit. And no, the actors, like, so we have the actors, but the actors are not even like, whatever happened to the real people, you know? I saw Ben Affleck here. He's standing in line in the Timmy's a couple months ago, and I was just like, whatever. Like, they've been gang stalking me and doing this stuff a whole lifetime, and, you know, no one comes by and be like, oh, hey, yeah, you're Jesus, and you kind of have a lot of properties here, and we're just stealing from you, and, oh, yeah, we know you're a king, but we're just going to say you have mental illness. When am I sick? Dropping more sick beats? I could do it right now. I just wrote 4 fucking songs today. Oh, Papa Cuban. What's up? I'll try to keep doing the live streams because it's like been a while, and I've always felt I was able to converse better just speaking like live. I don't have to like. There's nothing scripted. If there's a 5-minute smoke break, it's kind of like We have a really big show. And let's talk about the fucking corrupt police officers. The police officers here are full of fear. Not just full of fear, but they are full of mental illness too. It's so like I'm not putting down people who have mental illness. Okay, people get sick. Okay, it's like what Denzel Washington said in that John Q movie. John Q. Sick, help. Sick, help. Like he has to fucking go hold up a fucking hospital at gunpoint so he can save his son's life. Yes, I know Denzel Washington most likely is one of those entities, but that's the thing. Cali? No, I'm not in Cali. I'm in Canada. Yeah, nice pleasant rain today. So what do I want to talk about? You know what? I'm gonna get comfortable on my concrete ground. We'll have a smoke and we'll think about what we could talk about because I got a lot on my mind. Vermont, and then Connecticut would be next there. We get the hell Sandy. Something interesting about Sandy, all right? So there's that old cartoon where Sandy goes down to Antarctica, right? And everything's flipped and she's talking to the dragon, right? Sandy, if the hook is a hook, right, would be Saturn. But Saturn is Jesus. Jesus is the Fisher King. Or the Fissure King, which it's like it's almost like they took my story. I was writing something and they put their own little spin on it. And I'm not sure about it because like the tomb of Christ or tomb of Lazarus, I built that. Yeah, I'm just that crazy now, people. You built the tomb of Lazarus. Yeah, I know. I can barely believe it myself. No, but then I started realizing in this time loop, I hit the beginning of the time loop again where I had started last time. And so Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, The Terminator, these are all like, I think I wrote these movie scripts. There's a movie about this where the Hollywood's stealing the movie scripts of the kid called Frankie. Remember Dank Frankie Muniz, Malcolm in the Middle? So he was in that movie Liar, Liar, or Big Fat Lie or something. It had Paul Giamatti in it. And Paul Giamatti ripped off Frankie Muniz's script. And then Frankie realizes, holy shit, I got like $1 million Hollywood movie about my script. Well, where's my royalties? So what's happening with time is we're falling backwards through time. It's funny when you hear Justin Trudeau, it's the current year. What does that mean? What year is it really? You know, like with the Brotherhood of the Snake arresting history, we don't know what the time is. So then the scriptures are true. Satan changes times. Fuck. Bit of a mind fuck to think about. Oh yeah, I keep running into Satan. We are all crazy to speak the truth. Well, that's just it, right? It goes against the programming of the construct. How can Satan's kingdom stand if it's divided? There's a lot to... Oh, yeah. Remember God gave all green things with seeds? Yeah. Hey, remember we can grow food without any money? Well, that's a cool idea. Too bad no government's ever thought of that, eh? Oh, but we know why governments exist. I was just thinking about that with the British, the Indian Act, right, with the British, and it's like, yeah, let's exterminate out languages and culture. So I'm just getting my thoughts all together right now. And I'm spending, like, honestly, 5 minutes trying to load up a pipe bowl here with weed. I get 20 seeds in my hand every time I grab a bit here. Let's just say that the government want you to be addicted to painkillers and die from fentanyl. They don't want you to have access to healing botanical herbs, clear skies, fresh, clean water. Well, how am I crazy? I think the craziest thing, if I am God, the craziest thing is me taking so long to fix the problem. I don't like to pull out the God card because it's a story I wrote. Frank the Rabbit. Like, it's so bizarre seeing it all. Oh my god, this weed. Why does it have 1 million seeds? I heard that Mucus Felix fought in God's War. Not sure what to think of that. No mushrooms, cactus. What? We all crazy. Yeah. God's War in the. Well, at least here though we can have a chat where I'm not going to. There's no people going to be blocking at anyone's comments or the little back. What were they called? Moderators? Fuck the mods. Those little fucking mods. Every time I went to a live stream trying to fucking teach people shit or fucking get a discussion, no, oh, he's just a troll. He's just a troll. People, oh fuck. Honeybee. Honeybee, moneybee, moneybee. Onision, the onion boy. It's so funny how they have all this like hatred for me, and it's like they can't speak my name like Lord Voldemort. He who must not be named. And that whole Harry Potter fucking story is about me anyway, for the most part. I mean, I freaking have that. Well, I had the house. And the little under the stairs, you know where Harry sleeps, his family stuffs him under the stairs. That's where we grow weed, yo. What's going on here? I'm gonna try like, no, don't leave. I'm trying to like operating your technology against you. This is why smart homes are not smart. They're gonna get the houses. They've already shown it in all those movies. The house becomes aware and tries to kill the people. Hacking my cell phones, my technology, interfering with my ability to play the music I wanted while inserting their little messages. You ever walk into the stores and they start playing a song and the lyrics are like talking to you because they are? Oh, and if I'm kind of spaced out, it's because I'm on a lot of drugs. Because if they're going to be trying to kill you while you're sleeping, guess what you can't do anymore? No more sleeping. I have never been to London, Ontario. Possibly when I was 4 years old, or 3 or 4 years old. My mother took me out to Brockville. She locked me in the hotel room. She only justifies it because it's like you were trying to escape and wander around the city alone. I'm like, what was wrong with that? It's like, you're 3 years old. It's like, yeah. You can see in this world why a 3-year-old boy walking the streets by himself could be considered hazardous to my own health. But, well, it's hard to sleep, right? You go to sleep, you get fucked with in your dreams. The police harass you. You get weird. I'm sick of the dreams. We know it's the Matrix interface zapping our energy from us. Yo. Everybody smoke. Cisco Disco. Troll channel. I won't call. I think we should get away from the use of the word troll channels. We need to very clearly specify what we're dealing with here, okay? Because this is not just trolling. I think most of us understand, like, can put a reference point to when they use the word trolling, like, just taking the piss out of people, razzing them, hassling them. This is beyond trolling, okay? This is very calculated psychological warfare. I have to speak it slow so I can understand me. They've been waging war against us every day of our existence. I still have not seen my ex-girlfriend since she left me. Doesn't make sense considering how much we fucked. When you fuck that much and then you just stop talking to someone altogether, come on, there's like, what's going on? What's with the lack of any kind of dialogue? It's because the other side doesn't really have the ability to use the word converse, but found the formula for vertigo. When I see the word vertigo at this point, my first thought is about Green Ego. Green Eggo waffles. Yo, now how much would you want to bet? I'm not going to go Google it right now, but if you looked up Green Eggo waffles and then just analyze whatever script, but at this point, these internets are accessing the back of our head, okay? The stuff on the internet, like recommended list, these things, it's all algorithms that's sort of tailored to, I feel like it's subverting your consciousness. I don't like it. Vietnam vertigo. Well, what I get from that is the ETs, the extraterrestrials or whatever, have. I'm thinking it has something to do with the Earth grids, the Earth ley lines. Memories are stored, not just memories, but sound. They're canceling out my music because I've been storing it in the fucking rocks around here. Aren't I a slick little custy? I'm trying to get my fucking mouse to stop fucking with me here. Or the cursor. Okay. It's the technological fuckery that they're doing with me now. It's just meant to slow me down. They just slow down any kind of progress, right? History doesn't get to proceed forward. So today it's a historical day, May 15th, 2020. It's the day that we talked about everything's a fucking mind op about stealing your soul. Okay, boom, here. Now I know what I can talk about. A lot of synchronistic things happened, and it has to do with 1968. I haven't personally been then, but what happens with me is the Doctor Who episode with the Cybermen. In the 68 episode, it looks like the city, they say it's in London, but now we know there's a London, England, London, Ontario. The architecture it's Ottawa for the most part. Most of these stories is talking about Ottawa. You might have New York City, but all these places are here in Ottawa. Fractal reality. So these Cybermen are what? They got the black eyes, man. It has to do with these spider beings. There's some sort of hell portal here in Ottawa. The O train is the O train. It's like these multiverses, right? They have a train, but they're trying to steal the soul. Does Wyoming exist really? Wyoming has Mammoth Cave, I think. Mammoth Cave is your connection to the old Elvis civilization, Anatolia. You look up Mount Nemrut, Nemrut. Mount Nemrut, you got those weird statues, and then the guy looks like he's wearing a hat, like my old red hat. So what happened is it was like the killer cyborgs, right? Whoever escaped the old exterminations in Asia Minor took underground tunnels from Anatolia to Wyoming, United States. Are all Irish people Nigerians? Are all Nigerians Irish? I don't have an answer, but it's good to ask questions. There's some connection, though, since we're talking about Nigeria and the Irish. There's a connection between the Sikhs, the Air Canada bombing in '86. So you had the Sikh extremists blow up the plane of Canadians over South Ireland. Okay, there's a connection between this. I'm not really certain of what it is. CSIS, Canadians, fucking Gestapo had knowledge of the fucking plot. They let it go ahead, okay? So don't ever think like CSIS, oh yeah, Canada, CSIS, they're gonna protect Canadians. They will murder Canadians, got a fucking record of doing it. Me, I fucking am allegedly breaking into houses. Guys, you remember when I broke into a pharmacy in -30 blizzard? Yeah, because I'm a fucking criminal. I'm a criminal. It's always subliminal. I got no raps for that. 6.5 earthquake near Area 51 today. I feel like almost like a fractal fucking repeat of how the planet was. This is what happened on Krypton. The Kryptonians were having increasing earthquake activity on their planet, even moments before it fucking exploded. I think we're in some sort of simulation. So then your ethics in a simulation. You got people who are like, what do you call it? Social justice warriors. And you know how ethical communists are. I've heard of this term, bulky Nick. Yeah, I get it. This squirrel, this is defiant. If you remember me, you used to say all Irish people are Nigerians. I don't remember my whole existence for the most part. So to think, I was like, do you remember saying these words? It's like, probably did. Probably was really drunk and high. All Irish people are Nigerians. Well, at the rate they're doing their little swip swap, fucking be a fireland. All the Irish went to Dankland. I'm gonna laugh at my own fucking bullshit. Oh, it is a big, yeah, it's a big social experiment. There's now the rain's starting to get over here now. Oh, come on. There's a video game called Undertale. I never played it. Of course, the character has my fucking hairstyle. They were experimenting on souls with willpower and determination. The reason these demons can't win against the light. Well, what's the light? What is determination? What is willpower? What is real strength? What is weakness? Yeah, fuck it. And they'll never understand it. Maybe you guys will. Some of you. Ages ago, Halo 5. The Halo. Ugh. So yeah, basically out here, like I'm out here in the rain and the cold, and Papa Cuban killed his friend Jesse. Pretty fucked up shit if that's true. We'll all have to answer for what we've done one day. We bought September 11th. Nobody cared how people can be evil. Now we are seeing robot alien attract. And too late to cry. Not too late to cry. It's just how many more tears is left. September 11th. Let's talk about September 11th. So it did have to do with heavy water, the Gödel sulfide process. It's interesting I mentioned that. I was thinking about the Apostle Thomas this morning about how he needed to see Christ and see the holes in his hand. There's multiple levels of information there. The holy water. They're talking about the holes they put in the heavy water isotopes. Christ is a man. But the man is a real man. And what are men made out of? Water, flesh. And they put holes in water. So they had their holy water. Do you guys want to drive around with a car with your tires fucking flat with holes in your tires? Or, you know? All right, I'm going to put it this way because I'm trying not to get all the rain on my freaking keyboard here. This small break is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. If you don't have a doctor and your doctor's trying to kill you, maybe you should just go for Dr. Pepper. You're not going to give me coronavirus, are you? Personal. What is personal? It's like I exist here at this moment, but every time after this, it'll be some ghost on the screen. Even when I look back at my old videos, I'm just like, who the fuck is that person? It's weird. That's why they want to hold crimes against you. It's just like, yeah, remember James, you said, oh, women are dumb cunts? I'm like, yeah. Still kind of feel that way. But what does it fucking matter what I said 9 years ago? You gotta hold what I said when I was a fucking kid against me? Remember when you called me a poopy head? Yeah, sure I do. That's why everyone's complaining about racism these days. It's just like, who cares? Just think of like what Christ. The people who love will love. The people who hate. People are gonna do what they do until it all gets wrapped up. Let the good be good. Let the bad be bad. You're gonna be clean, be clean. You're gonna be dirty, be dirty. I don't see how this like tangent reality could really supersede the fucking the Godhead. My videos, I lost the Pizzagate Canada channel, but we all know whoever was responsible for deleting all the videos. And we know the government here has a lot, like, they're guilty, okay? These people, for what their crimes have done, they've committed cyber terrorism. Leads me to what I've been waiting to speak about for a while. Crystal meth smoking homosexuals. I always laugh at when I hear myself speak because it's like, fuck. So I had the great privilege of meeting a flaming, bald, red-haired, crystal meth-smoking homosexual. Let's call him Dr. Robotnik for lack of a better name. The N-word is nice. So these people have access to technologies, hypnotic command technologies, where they will try to hypnotically command you or use the subconscious to work against your own consciousness. Dune, Paul Atreides shows you what this is, right? He's like the Bene Gesserit training. They have developed technological devices to imitate this, to give their voice power over God's voice. Why they're always telling me to shut up. I ain't gonna shut up. So what's happened here is this crystal meth smoking sinner has, with his technologies, potentially infiltrated and taken control over all the minds on the planet. Anyone that figures this out gets taken out by their robot android RoboCops. As for hell and burning in hell, I think whoever has access to hell might have to do some explaining on how they built that hell and what kind of heaven it might have been before they took what wasn't theirs. What else shouldn't be said? Well, Break and Enter unit has their little whole thing against me at the moment, right? Break and Enter unit. Remember when Sergeant Cal Gadban, head of Break and Enter unit, was investigating the Justin Trudeau house break-in, and a month later commits suicide? So, one, I'll say this. Monica Hutton of Special Investigations Unit, I've caught her multiple times stalking me in this city, impersonating a janitor at a medical facility and lying to the police about it so that it can kick me out of a building that has nobody in it except janitors at 2 a.m. What am I doing in a medical facility at 2 a.m? Just sitting there? Yeah, sitting there writing music on my computer. But that's a bigger crime than endless criminal stalking and surveillance. Another night, I found her I was roaming around the underground parkings in the afternoon trying to like lose my fucking tails, and I've run right into her. I can just say she's that Latina looking woman, right? Now, SIU is compromised. Special Investigations Unit cannot investigate shit. They're fucking criminals and liars, and the whole investigation would be fucking tainted. These people have a fucking track record of destroying evidence and lying. So we caught Monica Hutton multiple times stalking us. They have their technological warfare unit on the Wi-Fi's fucking around. This is all my testimony. This is what I've been through. So they've tried to kill me multiple times with their little phone call shit. What can I say? I just don't like being commanded by anybody. So yeah, the Break and Enter unit, I don't really think they're very concerned about people's property or well-being. I think, well, maybe at one point. You still got to ask yourself questions, though. So if they are using that, you know, I won't say a cop's name, because we know how fucking they're sticklers for it. One police officer tried to, hypnotize me and command me, tell me what reality is. Good luck with that. Good luck with that one, Johnny. I guess that's how paradise was lost. It's not, I don't think it's duality. Humans and anti-humans. The human. The man of color. I think of Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat. But it is something like that. It's like, Hey, brothers, guess what? I'm your king. Our brother thinks he's better than us. Let's beat the shit out of him and fucking throw him down a well. Hey, Dad, look, your son. Like, yeah, some cool brothers, eh? And then he had the chance to whoop their asses in Egypt, but he's like, nah, it's just me, yo. Still, Joseph had some shithead fucking goddamn brothers, didn't he? But then again, it's just a story communicating information that people just don't get. Oh, hey, more raindrops. Come on. Keeps inching closer and closer. Monica Garrett, Amenadale, Demon. Interesting. Abor. They put shit in the coffee. Seriously. They're pissing and shitting and putting their fucking sperm in all these things, okay? It was back like 7 years ago. I was breaking down all that fucking weird candy code and stuff. Oh, yeah, here. Testimony from me with my little childhood interactions with the clergy. I got yelled at when I was a young boy by a priest for not knowing what reconciliation was. Ironically enough, eh? So after being browbeaten by my fucking loser parents to fucking go back and hear an apology from a fucking loser I never want to see again, or never wanted to, drag me there so I can show my hockey cards like a goddamn priest really cares what Jesus Christ is interested in. Give me a Mr. Big chocolate bar. Bribe me with some chocolate. You guys know what a Mr. Big is? This is what the fucking police do to entrap people. The officer trying to do the entrapment is called Mr. Big. Oh, well, they've been trying to entrap Jesus Christ in criminal activity since he was a child. Let's talk about that at Sunday school. Oh, wait, we can't even go to the churches anymore because they have to do a live stream? Fuck, eh? Hey, didn't that Christ guy cure incurable illnesses? No, that's not true. Nobody can cure illness. You're sick forever. Good thing we have a government to help you. Wow, if I am the king, you know what's going to happen, right? Should we forgive them, people? Counselors, advisors, should we forgive them for eating the flesh of children? You think we should forgive them for what they did to this girl I really like? Popping in with Nero's cross? What are we going to do? Burn? We're going to fucking crucify some Christians? We're not living the first century Rome. Unless they keep trying to repeat it, forever. What did Christ say? He's not here for peace? He's brought a fucking sword. Now, the thing with the gays is eventually you're going to realize that your life has been fucking skewed. Don't blame me. What is the truth about Q? I can't trust them. Okay, well, let's think about it. Let's just look at the basics right now. You've got the zero and then the phallic penis. Very small penis. It's a connection between it would be a larger feminine consciousness and the masculinity. That's my first interpretation. Q is what letter in the alphabet? O is 15, P 16, O, P, Q 17. 17 is an interesting number because I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. It's how old I was when my life went to shit. Whatever Q is, I posted before how Jesus, this whole Q thing looks like Christ as well. But then you also have the think about Star Trek with Q. He was that being of he was part of the continuum, and had to do with like, he's like some sort of being that change reality at his whim for, you know. Isn't it funny that we would encounter these people that would be doing these crimes that, okay, when we would encounter a being with quantum abilities like Christ, it's like, or I just killed Jesus. Oh, well, oh, fuck, eh? Didn't see that one coming. They can't fucking win. They're using the stupidest kind of fucking logic to try to beat life. It's like, hey, we're going to put gasoline on the fire to extinguish the fire. Oh, okay. And if I tell them that won't work, well, we brought all this dry wood. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, maybe. What do you call those dried pieces of wood? Those sticks? What are they called? Faggots? Didn't they tie a bundle of faggots together and call it fascism? I remember in a history textbook that there's these group of people called Canadians that went into fascist Italy and like they fucking liberated Italy from fascism. It was really interesting. I feel better now getting most of the stuff off my chest. It's like it's been like trying to explain it to other people. Like, yeah, what have they been doing to me my whole life? Why am I so fucked up? How can you not be fucked up? That's fucking trauma, for fuck's sakes. They take my fucking stories and they steal my property, steal my house, steal my intellectual creativity. Fucking steal my fucking sanity. Trauma. The Great Awakening. Yeah. I hit the snooze button for fucking 3 years. I've been sleeping a little bit extra. The Great Awakening, yeah. The Great Awakening. The Great fucking stay awake for 4 days straight, strung out on speed. Yeah, the Great Awakening. Lucifer. Yeah, but what is Lucifer except the word that everyone has their own reference point to? Maybe you know what? Maybe when the fucking the French and the British were trying to trade or steal from the fucking natives, they're like, lose the fur. Point a gun at, lose the fur. Yeah, lose the fur. Yeah, lose the fur. Hey, you stupid monkey, lose the fur. Lose the fur, you stupid monkey. Lose the fur. Why are you wearing a life preserver? You're gonna drown? What? Pepsi free. I ain't giving you a Pepsi for free. You're gonna pay for it. Whatever. Yo, I'm Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. What do you fucking expect? Interestingly enough, Back to the Future has to do with what? 9/11. They created some sort of tangent timeline. DNAs didn't work. You know, there's so much. Once you go into it, though, it's just like, I'm not even sure what we see is real, right? So I was thinking about the Brave New World song by Iron Maiden. What you see is not real. Those who know will not tell. It's almost like seeing Christ. You don't need to see Christ. Your faith in Christ. You don't need the man doesn't need to be right in front of you with a bunch of fucking lashes on his back, bleeding. Be like, you believe now, or should I get up on the fucking tree? And everyone keeps talking about Satan. Look, like I maybe have invented a story that you guys just trying to make sense out of. Jesus and Satan are the same person. On a good day, I'm Jesus. On a bad day, I'm Satan. It's all heavy water isotopes. Saturn. Now with Saturn, you've got the religification of the dodecahedral ether consciousness. They took, they took it and made it into a little woo weird shit, man. Like you were talking about heavy water isotopes. Saturn is the shape of what? A heavy water isotope? Who put the ring on a heavy water isotope? What was that about? No, not the same. Well, you're confused. Am I supposed to listen to a confused person about Jesus and Satan? Satan's a thief and a liar. He came only to destroy. What does Satan look like? They've got, looking like me. How does heavy water work with Nick and Gur? It's called Blackwater. Remember Blackwater? The military contractors? What's the Blackwater? Well, it's just oil with water in it. Oh yeah, because you remember when oil and water real mix well together. Eric Prince. Oh fuck. Okay, now we're back to the Eric Prince shit. They're after the blacks because maybe they think the genetics. Their genetics. The blood is in the water. The water. The word is in the blood. The blood. What did Christ say about blood? They're just burning up people like logs on the fire. Oh, log on to the internet. Yeah, it's all gone. You guys fucked it all up. Everything's been fucking destroyed. But do we sit down and explain it? Like, okay, I'll do it, but how happy do you think people are about it? Turn piss. Isn't that funny? So it's piss is what? Pi? What's pi? 3.14. What's heavy water isotope? 2.14. And so, I don't know, where are we going with this? The Xbox users. Some of these Xbox users just don't get it. My whole life has been fucking ruined, destroyed, and my things have been fucking vandalized. Some people know, some don't. Who invented the coronavirus? Maybe it's just another story I wrote. Maybe I was just getting tired of people fucking around with my shit, you know? Jesus. I always laughed about how they would call me Yahawashi, the fucking black Hebrew Israelites. Like, holy fuck, eh? Yeah. They're stuck in Babylon. They're stuck in Babylon. Why are they sitting in Babylon babbling on? Fuck Corona. Well, Corona is what? Cronus? The weird thing is everybody hates Satan and think that they're for Jesus, but it's like, so you're getting stuck in my trap. It's like with the communists, right? Lose the hate, increase the consciousness. The guy that stole my Xbox, the one I got from my ex-girlfriend, his name is David Williams. His photo's posted. The police were called that night and did not show up. But you know how many times I've had police show up in a day to fucking hassle me? Yeah, I get some dumb bitch in my face saying, "Where are the garden shears, James? What are you doing with garden shears?" Well, I'm a rabbi. I'm going to fucking circumcise someone. Thank you, Owen. That was the funniest joke. I'm a rabbi. I'm going to perform circumcision. Am I being anti-Semitic? Fuck you. Sicky. I hate your bullshit. Every day, you Pharisee little fucks. How far can you see? How far can you see? Well, even if I fucking couldn't see, I'd still fucking be doing the will of the Lord. So what do we got here? The Xbox users that basically fucking tried to frame me up as a pedophile. How'd that work out with you guys? How'd that work out with that fucking creature, whatever it is, eh? Hey, man, you have some problems in your life. We're gonna use them against you. Happy Kill is dead. Now, that makes no sense, but I remember a user. Who's that? How's he dead? What happened? Everybody's dead. He got murdered. It came on the news. Hey, what? We actually talk about Jordan Womble's death, remember? And then there's the weird Enron connection with his father. Mm-hmm. You're a hitman, Papa Cuban? Cool. Put all your information here. I'll have my people help you. What do you call a man that hits hitman? How could death defeat life? Isn't death cast into the lake of fire? You're in the skull. The governments. Masks. Okay, so this makes me think of Eric Stahl, or whatever his name is, who played Mask, that Mask character with Cher. Cher is one of those vampires or something. It has to do with like head lice. Like the head lice, the pole lice. Getting a little chilly out here. Yeah, red hair. And it's because he's Satan. Eric Stoll's playing the Mask. It's Satan is God's son. Everybody hates on Satan. You realize who Satan's father is? Maybe a father really cares about his son. Maybe that's what the story is. And then there's a computer system trying to fucking, I don't know. I don't like getting too much into it because the closer I get, the more hurt I feel. Papa Cuban works for Ruthless Elite 52 at Grindr.com. It's all of them. It's weed, hash, crack, meth. It's everything, man. I am drugs. Didn't you know Jesus was born out of a bong hit? You know the cloud they see? Jesus in the clouds, he's rolling on blunt smoke to kick your ass. It's a joke, and I'm completely serious. No, you can't. Red hair. They used to, red herring. I forget what that reference points. You saved the city, eh? I know everybody wants to be Casey Jones, but once again, it's just a story about me. We all can't roll on blades. We all can't have a hockey stick. Oh yeah, and by the way, Halo, I'm pretty sure I invented those video games too. But I don't think about things like that in the moment. You need a team? Team Sesh, man. Team Sesh. What you know about the White Rabbit? Well, a White Rabbit. What's to do with consciousness? The White Rabbit, the White Teacher, the White King. But then they've hijacked all the knowledge. The knowledge to build they used to make prisons, mental prisons. Have you seen Clone Aid in Canada? No, but I've seen Colonnade, Bridgeport, and guess who controls that? Satan. Oddly enough, looks like me, but he's just stealing my fucking cars. No, I can clearly tell you that Colonnade Bridgeport is probably controlled by Satan. What was Satan? A computer system. I don't know. It's just pretty weird stuff. The government is onto me. Wow, dude, government. Dude, you were born into freaking an Islamic family. And Islam itself is a whole contrived system itself. They're like the sword of, you know, this, it's a multi-conjunction system. Ways to save the world. Dude, you don't know what the future is. The big team around the world. Team Arrow? Dude, there's no team. The only team that take the world was Team Sesh. Now that's all there's left is bones. What's the difference between Luciferian and Satanists? They call themselves different names. Everybody's doing the same stupid shit and thinking that they're doing something different. You know, it's always been like that. Look at me, I'm different. Look how different I am. Can you notice how fucking different I am from everyone else? Never seen that before. Lucifer. I met Lucifer. He told me that I should not listen to Jesus. Yeah? So why'd you listen to him? Alright, hold up. I gotta fix my computer here because it's very messy. Zoom out. Zooming in. I'm trying to zoom in here. Okay. Like they're trying to remote control my shit here, and I'm just so sick of their fucking shit. Like, it's not. You're asking a Dutch Muslim to help you in Canada. Now, while anything is possible, just putting it out there. I haven't been helped too much from my friend. Yeah, you can help explain where my fucking ex-girlfriend is. Where's Shuang Chen? Oh. Why is she walking up looking different? Well, that's what did Christ say? You've done it to one of the little ones, you've also done it to me. What do you think my whole life is? What did they do to Jesus as a kid in this carnation? Jesus gets fucked around with, eh? We've got to write some stories about it as an adult, about my life as a man. Nobody understands anything I fucking write. Hey, the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his fucking head. I'll go sleep in a dumpster around some carpets. Oh, bitches still be scared of me. Why are you scared? Do you think you should be punished or something? Russians, there's a Russian thing going on here. It's our new friends. Oh, I thought they were just going to come out here and be like, get the fuck out in the rain. That's what they do here. You can walk around homeless in the rain, or we're throwing you in jail. Well, say it ain't so. Oh, fuck would I lie about that shit? Or they stole my recipes. These were really cool drinks. Remember when Pepsi would just be Pepsi? No, they had to really fuck that one up, didn't they? Cenomix. Yeah. Sell me guns? Jeez, well. Don't get yourselves entrapped in any schemes, people. We know how much the government's all up in my fucking business and has been their entire fucking existence. So, you know, the chat, while it's open for anyone to talk, and I'm not moderating it, let's be innocent as doves and wise as serpents. You know how these serpents like to fuck around? Hey, there's this one really dickhead fucking serpent that works over at the Rito shopping mall there. Real ugly looking fuck. Real fucking psychopathic. He likes to serve money. Get crypto bizarre invitation code. Fuck. I call you the hood, eh? That rain just keeps getting closer and fucking closer. Like, come on. And I just keep getting fucking colder and colder. Seriously, where's the rain popping around from? For fuck's sakes, man. Yeah, so save the world, man. Mo, Team Sesh. Team Sesh. Save the world, bro. Maybe you did. Maybe you know. I don't know how time works exactly. You need a team. The only team you need is Sesh. Yeah, well, I'll write the fucking lyrics to the song right now. Never try to sesh. You'll need more than your best. Fast forward to seeing you next. I'm taking more than flesh. I still remember that day I wrote that. I was just like, fuck. Then I heard the song. I'm like, man, fucking dope. My speaker's here. I should put one of my songs on. Arrow. Most people do grow out of religion. You know, stories are stories, but you're supposed to take something away from it, right? What do people take away from the Bible? Well, some people take away good things, but the religions really like to fucking lie. It's like, look me in the fucking face and tell me who I am. No pun intended. Well, Mo, do me a favor then. Maybe you can message Swang Chen and be like, yeah, your ex-boyfriend's always thinking about you and worried about you. Are you alive? Do you actually care that he's pretty fucked up? Fucked up from all the fucking horrible things that have happened? They interfere with people's relationships and they destroy love. They manipulate people and lie to them. Dr. Pepper has human flesh in it because they started putting it in there. When I invent something, I'm not putting fucking flesh into it. But yeah, they all fucked with my shit. Give up, man? Oh, that's great, eh? So the song I'll write called Why Matter, I will put on my Don't Give Up album. Duffel full of blades and they just got polished. Oh no, they're after me now! Somebody go, call the paramedic, yo. I'm having a heart attack, fucking broken in cold. All I fucking see is snow. Ice is all I fucking know. And they wonder why I'm mean? Well, he killed the fucking ice, yo. Someone not wearing a mask. Oh, here. Now we should maybe have a little sub-discussion on The Dark Knight Rises and how they probably foreshadowed the coronavirus COVID with that mask thing with Bane. But then I don't find that fucking particularly interesting at this point. But you guys can think about it. I mean, they had the Sandy Hook thing. They obviously are fucking writing history centuries in advance and having their script. But then it's on a technological level that is fucked. Well, I'm getting cold, so I probably won't be out here much longer. For all I know, I could be just talking to myself, which is kind of what this fucking feels like. There's no live stream. These are literally just things on the screen that actually don't mean anything. You're talking to yourself. It very well could be. All I ever see is me. Worldwide, galaxy-wide, universe-wide, matrices within matrices wide. Something is definitely... Look, the Illuminati cyborgs just... They know they can't drink the fucking water. With the way they think, do you really want them manifesting what they want for a reality? Actually, so there's this there's a guy I talk to, this older guy. I see him from time to time downtown here, and we talk. We just, talk. He's a gay guy, but he's just telling me about how in the 90s, he's telling me all like Max Keeping and all the, like, these fuckers were into like fucking young boys and shit, okay? Like the news media. The news media is not interested in exposing sexual abuses and crimes and corruption because they're all ass deep in it. Now, see, I grew up watching Max Keeping, and, my childhood memories is, he's the guy that did the news, CJOH, with Carol Ann Meehan. Then you learn that the world's not all peaches. This guy's going around cruising for fucking, ass. If Max Keeping was alive right now, would he be reporting on Pizzagate? I don't think so. Am I judging Max Keeping at this point? No. But connect the dots. Ooh, these news medias aren't really interested in portraying an image of me that's conducive to the fucking truth. I should start doing live streams interviewing people down here in Ottawa. You can tell their story, and we'll just sit there, and I'll just have a beer and listen. Because I'm getting tired of talking. I don't like talking about shit anymore. Like, it's been my whole life fucking speaking. I'm kind of tired. Speaking your whole life and nobody fucking listens to you, you know? I want to be the one who does it with the team. Sash Green, it's my dream. I can make it fucking supreme in the prestige. Fucking nothing have to press me. I don't have to fucking make sense, but I always test me to see what I made. All the gold that's inside, it's so fucking great. Glorious flow. Glorious light. Light fucking tight bright. Build you fucking image you can't bite. Let me give you something fucking chicken that you can't bite. I make a lot of fucking rambles, but it's cool. Trapped in my house with the kids, so it's nice to have someone random to talk to. I'm talking to God on live stream. because I can't stand in the church anymore. And you know what happens when I get in the temple? The kids. Maybe it's raining in Vermont too, cloudy weather. I hope you did some good gardening yesterday. Plant the seeds. Get your kids into planting seeds, growing plants in the house. It's a rainy day. Build a little greenhouse. Set up a little grow area in the basement or something. It's like, all right, kids, water your plants. Get that stuff. Kids have all this energy, but it's like, you know, people aren't actually showing them how to do anything, and it's besides, most of these kids are reincarnated yogis anyway. The children are speaking to me in ways I'm like kind of like shocked by, because they're like very and I'm starting looking at their parents, and I'm like, the parents are not on the child's consciousness level, and I'm just like, okay, kid, you're obviously some reincarnated friend or something, but I'm having a bad day. So no, but it's like when I look back in my memory, like 6 years ago, I'm on my bike and I'm blasting Judas Priest, and the baby's like, now you can be like, that's demonic. It's like, no, obviously the baby is aware of the situation. It's like, yeah, Judas Priest. Now the Catholics would probably fucking burn the child, think it was some satanic fucking demon. No. But how many crimes have been done like that, right? How many crimes have been committed in the name of good? We have planted, we have run out of things. Keep going. Don't stop. I finally managed to get a garden down this morning. Put some cucumbers and more beans and everything else. Wake up 5 a.m. in a dumpster, and then I go plant a garden. Wow, Jesus. You're a weird one. Too much I heard and listened, can't put them together. We need to see the whole picture? Okay. Paint it. Start painting. You know, what's the dimensions on the portrait? What's the whole picture? You think I can see the whole picture? Some days I can see it all, some days I can't. Bale wants it that way. Oh, hey, look. Hey, everybody, we all know who Bale is, right? Bales of weed? Ball. You want the people lying to you to tell you the truth? There's multiple things happening, okay, Amanda? Just think about it. We had a so-called hitman, Papa Cuban, here in the chat, telling me he's working for people that are contract killers. How many contract killers, Amanda, do you think are on this planet? Now, what happens if there was a lot of contract killers on the planet, Amanda? And maybe Jesus had to go take out a couple killers. One day you'd wake up and there'd be a lot of dead bodies around, and you'd be wondering, well, why is there all these dead bodies around? They're all contract killers. They're all murderers. So you went and murdered a bunch of murderers? Why would the news media report on all their fucking contract killers being murdered by Jesus? Remember Italy got hit? Well, what's Italy known for? Wow, we got a lot of dead bodies. We're going to have to come up with some story to lie to the public while simultaneously taking away more freedoms. Well, that Jimmy kid is talking about contagions and viruses. We'll just take his idea. Didn't he just release a musical album called Dank Mutations? So there's a timeline, there's a future riot, there's global riots, okay? There's some sort of stampede. I saw all these people come back and they were like on this, everyone had leg injuries. Now there's either one, they're all virally infected with what they tried to kill me with, or there was a stampede and people got run over. But that hasn't happened yet in this time. But it will. So where were they? And they were getting run over. People were stomping over them. Look, everyone had leg injuries and was limping. And I'm like, where the hell did you guys come from? So yeah, a lot of people want me dead. The thing is, I don't want to be dead. I want to live. I want to smoke my weed. I want my China girl. I want my stuff. There are a lot of bad people on this planet. And they're not going to report in the news why they're dead. You won't see these things. It's cleanup time. And I'm rounding up the rest of the fucks. I'm going to have a nice bonfire, potentially. A lot of fuckers have been holding back on me and not telling me the truth. I know. I want the. What's the full story? What's the full picture? I've seen a lot of fucking shit. And I had a lot of explanations. And then there's a spider. It's not really an explanation, eh? My mother is a spider? Well, no thanks, son. I guess we don't have a mother anymore. Why'd you leave your mother? She was a spider. Were you a spider, James? James Spader? James Spider? Spider-Man? How do you guys want to interpret what's out there? We could sit here in class all day. But I think at this point, what we have to do is think about the moment. Right now, we got to be planting seed. Globally, everyone. How do we fight this? Planting seeds. Planting seeds. Gardens everywhere. Don't tell people about them. Put them spots. Keep stuff safe. Back up the seeds. Keep seeds. These people steal seeds. They destroy crops. They're jerking off and shit, okay? We expose those kind of sick fucks, and we keep planting seeds. Plant the seeds here, you plant the seeds there. Ben, did you clone yourself and start fucking with me out here in Ottawa? Or are you just something that you just a bit of a mind fuck? They blacklisted me from like every fucking grocery store and every fucking place of business. So why I shut the world down? Because I don't like being treated like shit at my own establishments, you know? Well, it's definitely a little chillier now. They are letting us buy nature. Yeah, well, that's why you got to get the heirloom seeds. Heirloom seeds. Or, I'm not going to say that. older me doesn't stop thinking that way. No, not doing it that way. Listen. You know what? Then what we should do is have seed gatherings and seed exchanges. You know, people meet up and they exchange seeds. It's like, hey, I got these grape seeds here. You planted this is something we need to start. These kind of organizations, grassroots organizations, literally. So, Mo, you want a team? You want to save shit? This is what we do. We start organizing seeds, gardens. Hey, if we need to live in a surveillance state, put a fucking shit ton of cameras around the garden so we catch the shit jerking off in it. Shitting in the coffee. Not that I drink coffee, but they're shitting in the coffee. The thorns are not choking out the seeds. We're going to go take the thorns out. The seed is the word, right? He's right. So I don't really want to go on about the conspiracy shit endlessly. We need to get into heal this situation. Anything that's the real virus, you know, testing for COVID-19. How about we test if they're fucking vampires? I'm like serious, but I'm laughing at listening to that when I say that tone. Well, I don't know. I'm getting fucking cold now here. Everything's affordable, okay? We can do this. I'll show you my little forest garden. I'll make a video and show you guys what I've done. So here's what you do. You know what I actually discovered this morning is that my chocolate mint I was growing has gone. Like I used the just old decaying logs for the box, right? The garden box. The whole log has now got the roots of the chocolate mint going in it. And I'm just like, yes. Like, we have to create our own strains of these crops. This is our time, okay? And then 90 years with your great grandkids, you pass down, it's like, man, these were the seeds that we got back in the day when we started this stuff. We have to put the pieces together, but we're going backwards in time. So it's like, you know, the future is the past, as Q keeps saying that. The future proves the past, you know? The Sens rink of dreams. Go fucking figure, eh? Where's the ice? I ate it all. Well, okay, wait. Okay, why matter? You're a painter? I have some pictures that if you're a painter, I would like you to you might have to restore some masterpieces for me. Not for everyone, really. They've taken some of my houses and all, like, you know, masterpiece portraits and all this property, and they're just destroying it and covering up their tracks. There are some masterpiece portraits that are sitting in a fucking abandoned house. No, they're not intact. It's just a piece of wood. It's not just a piece of wood, though. There's something there. You might have a software that could, you know, I'll send you the picture and say, here, figure out the color. You're the painter. You're probably way better painting than me. You might be the one to be the linchpin here to figure out what these portraits are. One of them is an old man who I'm pretty sure I know who it is. The other is like three like noble women. It's like aristocratic kind of dress. The style seems like it's It's like late Renaissance, but it's not from this timeline. It's something else. I still need to go get those pictures, and yeah, more rain, more weather like this. It's just time's ticking. Oh, so yeah, the Art Preservation Society, which I have founded. We need to preserve art pieces, real art. None of that fucking Abramovic weird shit. Or maybe her art's just so artistic that everyone got fucking mind fucked by it. Either way, I need an explanation on what the hell's with the fucking young boy with no shirt, eyes covered with dust. Someone explain that to me. Don't spare the explanation. These gardens are getting their water today. It's 2:30 on a Friday. Fucking rain, eh? Every angle, it's just trying to get on that keypad. Taking a nice zone out break and breathing. I think we all have to. They are erasing people's memories and drugging people, and timelines are being flipped and everything. It's very hard to keep track. As I say that, I'm looking at the numbers 1990. What shall we do? The farms. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, there's a news report about potentially everyone here that we might be living in a farm in the future with some old man, but they found us already, but we haven't done it yet. It's weird shit. I don't know. we're getting the freaking news reports before the events have happened. It's, you know. It's a mind fuck, to say the least. It's something to keep track of why matter, because, like, I need to it's not so much as they're, like, able to destroy the puzzle pieces as, like, just, you know, like you're like an asshole little brother just throwing out the random pieces around the house. Like, hey, you're never gonna fucking find it. We're gonna find it. Oh yeah, so a sub point about national defense. National defense, interestingly enough, was able to put the sound of tortured pigs on my music. How could they do that? Maybe there's a connection. Wasn't there something with the RCMP and it involved the Picton farm, pig farmers? Pretty sure I posted my song "Homeless in the Rain." Isn't it funny? I would recommend the film, the Russian film Stalker. Tarkovsky directed it. Interesting outlook on these, what's going on, you know? Yeah. Starting a grassroots seed program would be very good. But the problem is, you know, all these people always trying to fuck your shit over, you know? They're always trying to mess a game called Dreams. They're just trying to put people inside more matrices. That's what September 11th was. 9/11, you either woke up out of the Matrix world or you sunk deeper into the war on Earth, the war on Terra. Save every seed, pick up every seed. Just go around planting seeds everywhere. Just, you know. Stuff is growing now like years. I planted it years ago, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I don't even remember doing that. But it's like grown. It's like, but I would have had to, you know. And interesting, some of these seeds can time travel, I think. So you'll plant something somewhere, but then like you'll come back the next day and there's a full tree there. And you're just like, wait a minute. That tree can only be there because I planted the seed, but I did that yesterday. Well, what's yesterday then? 30 years ago? Who knows, right? Fuck it. You know what it is? I'm just mentally ill. This is answer. Abuse me, government. I'm mentally ill. That's a good idea. We could start something called the YouTube seed community, right? Seeding gardens and seeding young minds with the word of Christ. Not to make it corny sounding. Oh, fuck, I did it again. Corny, you say? I can't say a fucking thing without it being a pun. But yeah, no, the YouTube seed exchange community, people could actually meet in real life, and, you know, exchange seeds. It's like, hey, I got these seeds. They're yours. You meet people from fucking around the world. It's like, wow, like, obviously there would be resistance to try to destroy something like that. You know, pick and choose your friends wisely. But yeah, everyone, the YouTube seed exchange community should be documenting, getting all the seeds, organizing stuff. You know, fuck, it's something that you can't really get flagged in any community setting. It's like you keep it so legit that it's like, what do you want us to arrest him for? He's sitting on the ground, not speaking to anyone, writing music. What is that, a crime now? Mix the seeds with dirt. Mix the dirt with ash. And I mix the seeds that I pulled from the trash. And now I'm rolling cucumbers in lots of cash. I got my little spices and my Mrs. Dash. And you fuckers try to roll up on me, I'm gonna smash them down all the way to a fucking hot zone. No. It's like a cow zone. I'm control and I got the cheese that I made myself. Stop being yourself. We don't like that. I should just like pop a bunch of drugs and sit out here in a blanket all day. It's like the Krusty the Clown show is the only show on the air after Sideshow Bob shuts down every station. They're giving in. Oh, I should have made more demands. Sideshow Bob gets every television station shut down, and his threat is a nuclear weapon. Does this sound like something familiar? Sounds too familiar. Shut the fucking CBC down. No, I was thinking about that. Like OPP, Ottawa Police, Special Investigations Unit, news media is shutting down permanently. Turn off the BBC, CNN, and don't look back. Rest assured, there won't be a Middle Eastern crisis anymore. There won't even be a Middle East. Genie. The Counter Sphere. What's up? Halo 5, yeah. How much fucking frustration. You know how many neutrinos they harvested from all our anger and rage from playing that game? We probably siphoned it down to Antarctica in that black sphere. Half of all neutrinos in this black sphere come from Halo 5 rage. The other half? Never mind. Nature bombs. Ugh. Alright, well, I'm cold now. Sitting in the rain and in the cold in Canada. It's only fun then the high wears off. Imagine they called the cops on people. It's like, hey, we need to help somebody. People show up to help you. Wouldn't that be a world? The binary rifle. I invented the beam rifle. The way it happened, or it's just the Matrix in a weird kind of manifestation. I don't know. I'm good, but oh yeah, I'm doing well. Fucking having the time of my life here. If any of you happen to, pick up any of my property or my houses, give me the keys. If I my cars, give me the keys as well. I want to be in my white Lexus, and I really need my houses back. Got a lot of people doing things there that they shouldn't be doing. Now I gotta piss and I fucking cold and I don't want to be here anymore. So maybe we'll do a live stream another day when it's nicer. I'm out. Peace out, everyone. We'll see what madness the machine wants to throw at us tomorrow, whatever day it is. Yes. I want to end the stream. It's not letting me click the button, and now it's a battle. It's time.